Yo, what is going on, everybody? So, welcome, Nate, to. Well, I actually kind of titled this, Philly Sports with me, New York Sports. I mean, I couldn't think of a title to fit you. So I was like, okay, since he likes New York sports, I was like, screw it. Let's just do plain and simple. Well, yeah, Nate, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, bro, appreciate it. But happy football's coming back tomorrow.
Oh, dude, I'm excited, man.
Yeah,
What
I'm
is going on,
excited
Slay?
just see everyone's football tomorrow. I'm
excited.
excited that Dallas lost. That's great for everybody.
Oh, trust me, I was I was laughing to let me. I was cracking up. It's like the fact that I've seen even on Twitter too. It's like it's very good to see, and not to mention too, I'm also doing a live play-by-play on my channel, but I'm actually going to share it with some of the people that I work with at the Spotlight Sports Network that I'm an official partner of, which I kind of mentioned in most of my videos.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if I ever. I don't know if I told you that.
I know. Dante told me. Dante.
Yeah, he did.
They all told me. They tell me what happens.
Well, yeah, Knight. Thanks for stopping by, my guy. Well, yeah,
that's all. There's no way.
Well, he put this one here first.
Yeah, really, you get a lot of Philly fans, so.
Well, I mean, sometimes we all get the hate that we get.
Yeah,
but I did upload a video earlier because as soon as I got done work, I got most Phillies fans would be happy that the video that I put out earlier. Plus, I actually made a new intro to my channel though. Yeah, yeah, 90s. You're always the best, to really to come through, and not to mention too, me and Nice are going to do our own version of play-by-plays because my buddy Key in the building, she actually made the thumbnail for my stream for tomorrow. Yeah, because I had to freaking wait till tomorrow, at least today, for my thing StreamYard's hours to freaking reset, and now I gotta wait till a whole nother month.
Oh, bro, you don't understand, bro. Like now, I just usually now more videos. Live streams are just for fun. Like
I do, really, yeah.
Really, I just do those just for like me and Joseph's podcasts.
Yeah, that's what I do as well. My buddy Miles said, Mets or Yankees fan?
I can't. I'll never. My lifetime, I'm always me Yankee fan.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing about New York too. It's just like it's weird how like you have like I know this is gonna be like a rush
the bandwagons, and then
because like in one hand you have a whole group or like that. How the hell to describe this? Like one half of New York is probably Mets fans, and the other half you got Yankees fans. For me, I was at one point growing up, I was leaning on towards the Yankee side because I grew up a Yankees fan growing as a kid because I watched players like Jorge Posada, Jeter, Rivera. I don't know if you checked out my Mariano Rivera video that I did on the channel, which is a very rare one for me to do to do something on a Yankee.
My memory sucks, so I probably forgot, but I probably checked.
There's some that are kind of forgotten.
I know that I remember the Barry Bonds one you did.
I mean, and that's the thing too. It's just like, and I made that argument because it should be because before all this shit, man.
Agree.
Like, dude, he was like a dangerous hitter. It's just like,
it's just a steroid. Like, I didn't understand why he used steroids. Like, still to this day, like. He was fine without steroids.
Exactly. And not to mention, too, like he was so thin back in 1986 when he made his debut with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I looked at it, I looked at the picture, there's no goddamn way that's Barry Bonds. Like, I can bet most of my money that's not on Barry Bonds because when I think of Barry Bonds, like he's like big. And now the fact, and I've actually watched the video one time where how, the Marlins didn't like him there. Like he was not a likable hitting coach.
The hitting coach we have now is terrible. But
well, I mean, we got Joe Dillon, so I mean, not to mention too, and Phillies fans too. I mean, I was really happy.
I would rather have your Joe Girardi, bro. I still miss this guy because we have Aaron Sucky Boone, like just
exactly,
that guy, bro. It's just Joe Girardi. Everyone gets mad at Joe. I'm like, dude, Joe is a player's person first. He doesn't
exactly. And
players.
I don't know if you watched my rant video, because disclaimer for those who haven't seen it, I was swearing like a sailor, and and some of the people that I knew kind of took it out of context, where it's just like, look, I didn't name drop anybody. Like, I just had to get through from my perspective of things, because the fact that this Girardi slander and this bullshit, it's like, it's ridiculous at this point.
Hold on, I'm gonna get water. Hold on.
Okay. Well, yeah. Miles, thanks for coming by. Slave, you're still here. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I mean, this is something I want to try to do with Nate for a while. I mean, obviously, I wish I'm actually originally I had something to do with collab with Birdman, but unfortunately that never really occurred. We're trying to at least reschedule it. But yeah, if you guys are new to our channels, I have his channel linked in the description of the stream. You also sub to me, because we're on the way to 150 subs. Let's get my yeah, I know, Miles. Yeah, I know, but and I said this too, it's just like, where no matter what, and I mentioned too, like, the history of the man. Nah, my Nightings. He had to go get water. But yeah,
a while, so
yeah. At least get something in, because it's like, and I said this too in that video too. It's like, no matter what other manager we're gonna have, like no matter, it's like, it's not gonna change, because, and I mentioned, and I broke down to our franchise has been around since 1883. And if you looked at the history of our franchise, like, we had some mediocre managers over the years, and then until 2005, we brought in Charlie Manuel from the Cleveland Indians, like, to manage this team. And obviously, obviously the rest is history from 05 to 13, which and it still left a sour taste in my mouth, because at the mid towards the end of the year, then we gave him the boot, then we bring in Ryan Sandberg or Pete McCann. I don't know who I may have flip-flopped that order, but let's just go with it. We brought in Sandberg, still one of the worst trades in Phillies history. We traded him to the Cubs for a pack of peanuts, and we all know, and probably old Cubs fans know how well Sandberg did over there in Chicago. We had him for a manager for a while. He was mediocre. I mean, look, I get it, people have their own opinions on Girardi. Like, my stance on it's still the same. And this thing goes to, and some might disagree, some may agree. Like, look, I said this before, and I'll say this again for as long as for the length of time. Like, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. For me, the fact that and I said this before too, this is Joe's first full season. Last year was 60 games. So I mean, and I said this too, like, and I blame this on the ownership too. And I oh yeah, Miles, I get it. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's for sure. That is for sure. Like I said this too, and I told us in your email, look, like, I had no hard feelings towards you. I mean, that's the thing too, is like, I had Miles on my podcast, we kind of just talked about it. He was a pretty cool kid, I just feel like some people, it just really, some people just, and me myself included, like, I sometimes I take things out of context, but I just really had to get my frustrations out with this franchise, and well, not just the franchise in general, and I've been critical as well. Even just like some of the and a few knowledge has people that I know who are diehard fans, like, they actually see, like, look, the coaching is not the issue. What the issue is the lack of talent that we have in certain spots. And obviously, with the limited cap space that we have at the moment, not just that, because we also have the fifth highest payroll in baseball. And I said this before too in one of my videos, and I made 2 videos on John Middleton. Like, it gets to the point where it's just like, where it's like, it's time to, like, and there's a lot of the one idea, or the one thing that I I'm getting really behind with is, this, we need a new owner. Unfortunately, not to mention because we have the fifth highest payroll, but we're not willing to spend a lot of more money, and and a lot of people are going to blame Dombrowski for that. But think about it this way: like it's not Dombrowski's fault that Milton doesn't want to go any further with spending money. It depends. It gets to it just really boggles my mind where we have freaking Middleton, who has a lot of, obviously, I don't know what his net worth is, but had this amount of money, but you're not letting your front office, like your general manager or your president of baseball operations, not use it because you're so cheap to where it's like we're going to be so mediocre for as long as we can remember, unless something changes with the ownership.
I think what I always say is, if you have a high payroll, you should spend the money.
Exactly. I said that exact too. It's like, and I don't know how much our payroll is though. That's what annoys me. And I did mention the Dodge.
I always say this: when you have a payroll though, the money can definitely go back.
And Miles proves my point too. He is calling the shots. The fact that this man has this amount of money, and the fact that Dombrowski is not having the ability to use that money to go out and get what we needed.
You guys,
that's on Middleton's that's Middleton's problem.
Yeah, understand. But I always say this though: when it's like the Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner thing. How is the guy who is more calm? He's not the guy who's just gonna call shots, not like George was. George was always the guy who screamed at everybody and just. That's what George was. How is the guy who just sits there and just hopes that they do something? Like, that's usually what he is. He's not the baseball guy. That was what George is. And
exactly.
I think what I always say this about Brian is Brian Cashman is one of the worst GMs in baseball. It's a fact. He is one of the worst GMs because he doesn't know how to break and do trades, and he doesn't build any prospects. And he had a prospect in the last, I will say, 5 years that the Yankees have built, besides traded.
I mean, and that's the thing. And look, I know Cashman is the worst GM in the world, but I'll give him credit where credit is due. bringing in players like Joey Gallo and the fact that he had the balls to bring in Anthony Rizzo to New York,
Listen, he has done some great things. Like, there's some things like the Jeter situation.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not the same Brian Cashman. It's still not the same guy. The guy who had the energy, the guy who was watching Yankee games every day. Him and George were making jokes about how great Jeter is, like making those kind of things. The talk.
Speaking of Jeter, on the other hand, and that's the thing too. Him and Rivera were my top two, all-time
those guys are
Yankees.
Great, bro. They're great guys.
Miles,
dude, it's not what I wanted. He's a good defender. That's basically what he is.
Yeah, I mean, he is, though. I mean, think about it this way. If and that's the thing too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't know this.
That's the same guy who batted 199. That's his whole career. He's been doing this his whole career. I'm not surprised. I'm not.
And that's the thing too. Like you said too. I know New York was. I don't think New York was like the very optimal spot. I feel like the best fit. Yeah,
I think that was the best fit for him because Yankee Stadium. Everyone knows a short porch.
That's what I'm saying.
It was the best fit because Gallo has the power where he just has to swing decently hard and the ball's gone to Yankee Stadium.
Exactly.
That's it. We just needed that guy.
now you also got Anthony Rizzo, who's a terrific first baseman for you guys.
Yes, for sure. Rizzo's great, man. He covered
him. And that's the thing too. Like, I know he's a Yankee, but him, if you can make and I said this before too, when a few buddies an easy comedy sketch, you could put him and Freddie Freeman as an easy comedy sketch on paper.
You know who I wanted, bro? So badly. I wanted Adam Frazier, bro. That was the guy I was hunting down.
Because I'm thinking it's like...
He's the same guy. I like the high average guy. DJ hasn't done that this year. So I said, yeah, we need a leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
Because Judge is not going to do everything in the top of the lineup.
And Miles actually kind of went with you with that. He has some good pop, good defense. And I do agree. They actually did. I think they overpaid for Joey Gallo.
That was not even for him. That was, I mean, that was a steal because we literally gave up no one. We gave up guys who didn't even. Because guess what? We have guys filled up for them. Shortstop. We have Bope. Fold up already.
I heard there was this one game he actually got ejected for whatever.
Yeah, but dude, it was just him throwing up the bat, bro. I'm like, what the hell is this, bro?
Like and that's the thing too. Like, number one, it's just like, I mean, Volpe. The one
Volpe is great, man. I like this kid.
I thought he was a very surprising pick for me for the Yankees, but I can understand.
Dude, now looking back on him, bro, thank God they did it, bro. I was like, because Gleyber.
Not compared to us, though. I mean, we're okay at drafting, but we're not great. Like, we're
at that. Some good players. I got to say, you guys have got some good players from the draft.
Not exactly, but what I do, I mean, you know, and don't get me wrong on this, because I have a feeling because ever since when that Vince Velasquez news broke, and when I had to make that video, I sent to a lot of Phillies or people who are Phillies fans that I follow on Instagram, on my Philly Sports 97 Instagram. So go follow me there. But it's just, you know, and also me too about what's his fucking name? De Los Santos.
Oh.
And that's the thing too. Like, as much as I don't like the Jays,
dude. Honestly, bro, as a Yankee fan, that team is fun to watch, man. Like,
they are fun.
The team, bro. I was like, their energy. I was like, when they got the first home, I was like, yep, we're screwed. They had the energy the whole series. I said, bro, I was like, I gotta clap it up for them. There's nothing really
exactly. Exactly. Not to mention, you got generational talents like Bo Bichette, son of Dante Bichette. Vladdy Jr. Obviously, you know where his name is iconic with Vladdy Guerrero. One of my other favorite players of all time, because no matter where the ball is, he's going to hit it. Like, if you bounce it on the ground, he's going to, you know, drop kick. And speaking of Vladdy Guerrero Sr., like the fact that he does like this weird thing with hitting bad balls, but still has good results on it. It's insane.
Oh my god, bro! Dude, that guy's still swinging the bat at whatever age he has, bro. If you've seen what this guy's done in the softball games, bro, dude, I'm like, how? You're like 50-something. But Adam Frazier, bro, I will love him in New York, bro. If we can ever get someone like Adam Frazier, bro, because
I did covers, I did some videos on the trade deadline, and I'm surprised I didn't make a video on this. Honestly, that's for us. We hate the Mets. That's been a given. Well, most of the NL East. See, that's tough though. I don't know about.
I got a minute, bro. The Sox are like the worst team, bro. Like, they just they piss me off, bro. Like, I don't.
I guess. I mean, it depends on the person though. Like, depending on the fan base. Like,
oh, dude, their fans are the worst fan base, bro. Like, they hate everything besides their. Like, I'm like, bro. Be realistic, bro. Your team is not the best. Your team is just the most overrated team in baseball. You guys literally don't do anything besides bat. You guys can't pitch.
You got some decent bullpen arms over there, like Gregor Crochet.
Yeah, they're bullpen, but they're starting pitchers, bro. Chris Sale's now on the COVID IL. They're gonna screw this up. I think now, dude.
You know, and speaking of the White Sox, another thing that they fucked up was the Fernando Tatis trade. Like, how the hell do you fuck that up?
I gotta admit, bro. It's the White Sox, bro. They can't. They've done great with these prospects, bro.
I had my eye on Tatis for a good chunk of time.
Yes, me too.
Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
It's just like I was just like, oh. And I'm not a White Sox fan, but I said, man, I just felt disappointed. I was like, now we're seeing what Tatis. Exactly. It really is. But yeah, I mean, true. For us, I mean, we're the most hated. And the entire city's fucking hated. Let's just put it that way. No matter what sport it is over here, we're always hated. Whether it's the Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, Phillies. And I kind of went over this too. Like, it really boggles the crap out of me, the fact how we just, for some reason, we're just hated. We have hate for no reason. I mean, Eagles, man, understandably, but
Dude,
I'm excited.
Bro, I can't understand the people who just like people on the Giants, bro. I'm like, bro, they like comment like, yeah, the Giants suck. I'm like, bro, the season obviously didn't even start yet.
Yeah, it's too early to tell though. That's the thing. But the only good thing is that Dallas is in last place in the division.
And then their fans like, yeah, it's the first game, and I was like, dude, you guys just allowed 31 points.
And I thought I was surprised it was that close. And my
you know why it was close? In my opinion, was the fumbles. If they didn't fumble the ball, they would have got blown.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like,
oh my god, bro! Don't even remind me of this game, bro. I'm not even watching it anymore. I'm done.
Hey, trust me, I stopped watching the Phillies for a while. All I care about is football and basketball, and potentially hockey.
Bro, when the Yankees are automatically when I always say this, when the Yankees have the E, I'm done. I'm going to be done when they get the E.
Hey, look, I'm with you with the Phillies at this point because for us is.
The Mets, bro. The Mets are terrible, bro. Like we can't beat any team now. Like it's crazy. Like we have the lead.
And it's weird because I said this about the Mets too. Like no. Like it's weird to say because it's like they overpaid for a lot of, and you would think.
I hate Steve Cohen, bro. I'm not a fan of his.
Like not to mention, the fact if like for example, like they overpaid for. Yeah, go to Key in the building's going on in the chat. Let's go.
What's up, Key?
Hey, I agree with that. That's an easy statement to agree with.
Yep, and we lose to easy teams. That's usually what the Yankees do.
And look, for us, like the one team that gets us freaking troubles was the Miami goddamn Marlins.
Oh, us too. We have the Orioles. We always lose to the Orioles. It doesn't matter what team they have.
I still remember. Oh God, I don't really want to bring this back. I still remember. God, I remember like you guys had a walk off against the when A-Rod was like A-Rod and Jeter were still around, like at the latter half of their careers. But you know that with that funky pop up, but apparently and I was like, oh boy, here we go. But then you know the way, and that's the thing too. Like it's weird because it's like I don't really specifically hate the Yankees, but I just grew out of them as I got older. Like as soon as I seen these, like say like these like players like. You know,
I always say it, bro. It was I think it started when people were going away from them is when
exactly that's what I'm saying.
Then Jeter and A-Rod left. I think that's where everyone just said screw it, we're off. Like
and Teixeira left too, and he was on the Yankee original.
And Mo, and then all those guys just were gone. And then now everyone was like, what are we gonna do now? Like and then after that we started the rebuild. We started to get we had exactly 2015, 2016. 2017 was the shocking year when we made the ALCS, but still, Joe Girardi. Next year, we hired Aaron Boone, lost. 2019, lost. 2020, lost. And then this year, we're going to suck again. It's basically every year. That's how it's going to go.
Hey, look, we'll join in on that part because for us, it's been over a decade since the last time we ever made the postseason. Last time we made the postseason.
Breaking news. Saquon Barkley is cleared and will be ready for the season opener.
That's going to really help my fantasy team though, like because he was my very first pick in one of my fantasy leagues.
You're gonna have a field day because he's versus
because here's the thing: my fantasy league, I have a Penn State duo. Him and Miles Sanders are my two running backs.
Oh, bro, I'm Miles Sanders and James Robinson. I'm Gucci, bro. I'm gonna have that.
And that's the thing too. It's just like there's, one league I'm probably gonna be fucking screwed in because I picked most of the Eagles because at the time because I never did fantasy football because now I'm obviously doing fantasy baseball now, but I'm a part of a fantasy basketball and I put like other leagues, but my buddy Eagles Uncensored. I don't know if you stopped by his fantasy the draft stream. The first, well, and and a lot of I know we like each other. We bust our chops. But at one point, I took it out of context because, and that's the thing, because, I think it was like, I think it's like Vic's, Vic 3. I took Rodgers with my second pick, and kind of people, yeah, and that's the thing too in the fantasy draft, like, depending on the spot though, it's like, I was like, oh, where do I fucking go?
For some reason, bro, I love picking last. Like I love because I get the back-to-back picks. So if
trust me, I like the those back-to-back picks as well because, and I took Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback with the second pick,
I
got a little bit of shit.
Fantasy god, bro. Lamar Jackson. That's the fantasy god, bro. Like that guy always is good for me in fantasy.
For me, from one of my leagues, because obviously my buddy 90s. I'm in his fantasy football league. My quarterback I taken was Patrick Mahomes. I took Pat Mahomes, and hang on. Yeah, Miles. I exactly no matter what spot it is, when I think Foothills was streaming this. My first tight end I picked was Kyle Pitts, and and as what's funny is because after the draft was over, and I had people, even we're talking about that, they were offering me different players for Kyle Pitts. Nah, I ain't not giving up on a great tight end and a potential superstar in Kyle Pitts. And I had George Kittle as my other tight end as well. So I have Pitts and Kittle in my tight ends, and then one of the leagues in my fantasy.
My receivers, bro, I have D-Hop and Stephon Diggs.
Ooh, man,
my league, because I'm in the YouTubers league, bro. I'm with what's his name? I'm with Balby.
Oh, okay.
I'm with all of them. And I was like, yeah, my Giants guys. Obviously, I go with the Giants guys. I just said, yeah, I'm screwed. I'm gonna go with the Giants and Eagles. I'm like, let's go there. So Balby and Bryson, my friends who are younger content creators. We usually just say, we're just gonna, because Balby's gonna have a pregame thing. So we're just
and that's the thing about for me, I don't mind picking less, but the downside is, man, you have to pick a shitty, because I'm in right now. I pulled up my lineup for in innings. I have Barkley and Sanders are my starting two running backs, and I have Pat Mahomes as my starting quarterback.
Okay.
Then I have my three receivers in Devontae Smith, Adam Thielen, Brendan Ayuk. Then tight ends Tyler Higbee and Dawson Knox from Buffalo. And then my flex receiver is Jalen Waddle, obviously with my Eagles defense and special teams. And then I have Harrison Butker from the Kansas City Chiefs as my kicker.
Oh, Buckner's good.
Obviously, my bench, I have Jalen Hurts as my backup. I have Michael Pittman Jr. as my first backup wide receiver. Devontae Parker is my other one. I also took Sterling Shepard. I had
that sucks, bro.
And I took Sterling Shepard, or is it Shepard? I heard people mispronounce his last name. I have him on as one of my other wide receivers. Greg Olson's my tight end. Cade Johnson from the Seattle Seahawks, and then my I guess you could call it shitty quarterback Trace McSorley.
Trace.
Exactly, and that's the thing too. About Trace, how the hell is this guy still in the league? I feel like he's been a forgotten quarterback at this point.
I like the song. Honestly, the song's great.
But... Oh yeah, I mean, he was a decent quarterback at Penn State. I am not going to lie about that. He was a decent quarterback.
But I always say though, it's Penn State, bro.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, you got produce Trace McSorley,
dude. They basically They made running backs
Yeah, that's pretty much a running back school right there.
Saquon Barkley. They've made running backs by themselves.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. Let's see. Okay, subscriber Monday. So I pulled up my other league. I have Aaron Rodgers, my starting quarterback. I have Joe Mixon as my first running back from Cincinnati. I have Kareem Hunt who's my second running back.
Okay.
I have wide receivers, Julio Jones, and I stuck with Brandon Ayuk as my two wide receivers. Obviously, with we know what Kyle Pitts can bring to the table with his skill set. I have Kittle and Kyle Pitts with the Saints defensive special teams, and Justin Tucker from Baltimore. Then I had Gronk as my backup tight end. I have Leonard Fournette as my backup running back. I took Michael Carter from the Jets, so I had him. I picked him, and three receivers. I took Randall Cobb, Marquise Brown, and I also took Michael Gallup. Obviously, he's listed out. But my backup quarterback is Jameis Winston because I still have high hopes on Winston. because I think there's
I'm gonna
something.
tell you, bro, that's a wrong dude. I'm gonna tell you, bro, that's not good. Because he's gonna miss this. I'm gonna say, people. Michael Thomas is out.
Yeah, exactly. And people and the content creators that are in that league, I forgot who picked them. They picked Michael Thomas. Like, oh, it's like that's really not
dude. That's terrible because everyone knows the good thing about the Giants game is they're gonna move that game out because they say it's gonna be.
I heard about that. Yeah, they're gonna move it out to.
They've been considering in New York. I'm like, bro, that's a light work. If we go to New York, I'm like, bro, that's great. That literally makes us we don't move. Like we can just stay there and we can just practice.
Exactly.
And then you don't even do is probably just drive like an hour, and then we're there. Basically.
Exactly. I mean,
that's like if we play in New York or whatever up north. I'm like,
East Rutherford.
Like they need to figure all that crap out, and they still have to get everyone up there, get their everything.
Exactly.
Like, that's gonna be an advantage if they somehow move out the game, which they're gonna do because they already confirmed they're gonna move out the game. So
yeah, exactly.
Whatever they're thinking, I would either way. It's a win-win for the Giants. So we're getting lucky.
Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna get Lamar. That's a great move. That's great.
But he fell asleep.
Dude, Lamar Jackson's the GOAT in fantasy, bro. Like I'm just saying, like he's honestly one of the best in fantasy.
So I think Pat Mahomes too, because I'm looking at Mahomes because I was like, because I was debating, like, should I go Lamar or Pat? It's like, fuck.
This is what I was saying.
I saw the projections. Like, okay, so
Lamar is versing the Raiders, bro. He's gonna blow the hell out of that.
Oh, so exactly. Not to mention, I really hope because now they signed Latavius Murray. Now, because Gus Edwards is out with an injury.
Yeah, they're losing everybody. Like they have
the running backs. Like bring up Le'Veon Bell for Christ's sakes. I'm may make a Madden series this year. And bro, my favorite running back in Madden history is Le'Veon Bell, bro. That's the guy who I always go with. Some reason I've always been a big fan of Le'Veon Bell. I've always because I was watching. He's always been a solid running back, and that's the thing. And that's the thing too. Like obviously, Pittsburgh. Obviously that debacle in this later.
Dude,
that
was the most dumbest thing Pittsburgh has ever done, bro. Like now they are screwed for running backs.
Exactly. Because he's one of the better running backs that I remember.
Najee's gonna be great. I'm saying right now, Najee's gonna be a great running back in this league.
Well, I don't think he's not gonna. If
he's gonna do good. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna do great.
He's gonna do great because Pittsburgh does anything good. Like their offensive line is always good. Doesn't matter what they have. They're gonna make the offensive line.
The only problem is that they don't have a solid backup other than
who's worse, the Eagles or the
Giants? That's too early.
I'm gonna say the Eagles right now for depth and everything they have. The Giants are better because they're more around. We got a better receiving core, better defense, and that should beat it out.
We're gonna have to wait and see then.
Yeah, I just think the Eagles on
and that's
paper,
the thing. And speaking of Giants fans, because like you and Balby, like you guys,
we're realistic. We're more realistic Giants fans. We're not.
You actually literally have common sense. Me and Balby
always say this: it's 9 wins. That's it. We said the 8 to 9 win ratio is what this team is. We're 8 to 9 win team.
You know what? I think that's. I don't think.
Because we can easily, if we play good football, we get 4-0. If we play good football, that's 4-0.
AJ, what is going on, my guy?
AJ's good, bro. Shout out to AJ.
AJ, and not to mention too, like if you guys are still watching this, let's try to get my buddy Nate to get up to like at least try to get him higher.
I'm at one.
You're at 112. For me, I'm at 143.
Yeah,
like, for some reason, I'm blowing up. Well,
yeah, because what I said is keep on streaming. It's good to talk to your people because you get a base.
That's the thing too. Like I do that with my gaming streams too. Like I've done some Road to the Show series. I've done the only series I would never stream is Diamond Dynasty because here's the thing. I like that setting. The only problem I have with it is it's laggy as hell in some spots. And like if you throw a pitch right down the middle, but it goes outside, it's like, hello, that's not where I wanted it. That's
you don't understand, bro.
Noise the crap out of me,
game, bro. I'm like, bro, like if it's perfect. The ball should go where I want it to go, not the other side of the plate.
And not to mention the camera angle is kind of shitty when you're hitting because you're like looking from the ground up.
My batting, dude, my angle, I had to make my own angle, so my angle is more at the plate because I literally can't see anything that's like like back where I could see the bad stuff. So I just said, screw it, I'm gonna go up to the plate so I can so I know where the ball is.
And my buddy Tyler, and he plays the show as well on his
Oh yeah, that's AJ's team. He's a Rays fan.
Yeah, right. For some, the thing about the Rays is as much as they are analytically as they are, they have a surprising way to beat you. Which that kind of
you know why, bro? You know why? They have the best coach. They have Kevin Cash. That's it.
Yes, but he also got this other thing too. Like he's probably got a lot of shit from pulling Blake Snell out. Which
dude, I always say that, bro.
Not to mention that left a sour taste in my mouth. It's like the dude was fucking bowling. The fact that you're also taking him out, it's like, what are you doing?
It's like, what's it called? It's like, what's it called? It's he was going with the analytics, and that's something that I hate.
And I said that, and I had Jake from the Snakes.
Snake.
Yeah, Jake Silva, because he's part of the group that I'm in. Sport. Yeah. So I had him on, and he said, look, it's really hurting the game of baseball. But yeah, I mean, because I had him on for about an hour. So because at the time, because that's where actually they actually got in. The owner of the Spotlight Sports Network got in touch with me, and he just asked me simple question. What can I bring to the table to the group? And I was like, give him my response. Give him, I can cover anything, other sports or any other teams outside of out of Philadelphia sports. No matter. Exactly.
Listen. I always say it, bro. The rosters are terrible. Their pitcher this year is Shane McClanahan, bro.
He's not that good. I mean, he's okay.
Yeah, but I always say this, bro. I'm like, bro, I think the Yankees make the playoffs because the wild card situation. It's the Yankees will somehow make it. They'll somehow make it, but I would rather be. I think the Yankees can beat the Rays right now.
I think the Rays are an beatable team, but the fact that if they have other ways to beat you is mind-boggling.
They do the smart thing. They do small ball. They don't go for home runs.
Exactly. Now they're actually hitting for more power as a team.
No, because Nelson Cruz, you have to let the guy go.
Cruz and Wander Franco is going off as well.
Well, I think Wander's more up the middle. He's not that guy. He's a small guy. He's not going to do anything that's like big. He's just a guy who just makes.
I mean, he's going to have big moments for him. I know that, and that's what it makes me crazy too. Is like ever since when Willy Adames got traded, so could that be the
reason? Dude, the Brewers finessed them for him, bro.
And that's the thing too. And that's kind of what I said when we got Alvarado from Tampa Bay, when Tampa Bay was on the fire selling spree.
Yeah.
And I thought, out of the pitching staff, I mean, I thought Morton. Yeah, Miles said that was I thought, and who knows? I mean, who knows how? But I think for the Yankees side of things, the one prospect I am excited to see, or hopefully, Jackson Dominguez.
Jason, got you.
Jason, or did it?
It's Jason.
The way that his name is spelled, I thought I said Jackson.
It's Jason. It's the J and then it's 2 A's. It's Jason.
Yeah, and that's what throws me off. I was like, okay, that's Jackson. Yeah, I mean, Rainier Rosarena too is no slouch either.
I'm telling you right now, bro. The one sleeper in their lineup, bro, is Brandon Lau.
Brandon Lau has always been a sleeper, and I thought he's a very solid player for them.
Listen, the reason why he's not having a good year, bro, because at the beginning of the year, that guy was going for home runs every goddamn swing. Where I was like,
exactly, that's the new day of age of baseball.
Brandon Lau, you're a lefty bat. I hate what lefties do now, guys. The only thing you just hit the ball to the left side.
And I said this too. Like I'm actually trying to make a video about this too. It's about banning the ship because, I've seen like
if you're lefty, you what Tyler Wade always does. And when I for some reason I'm a Tyler Wade fan. I've always been the Tyler Wade fanboy. But Tyler Wade, what he does is all of his hits this season meant to the left side. It's crazy. He doesn't hit it to the right side at all because he knows.
And I said, and that's a good point too. So it's like nowadays, it's like it's not that hard to go the other way because
usually lefties have longer arms, so
that makes perfect sense. Yeah, exactly. They have more of a natural swing than us righties because
the righties you have to just you're righty, bro, and I'm
overcompensate
Because guys, if you didn't know, I play baseball, so I know righties, bro. What you have to do, bro, to hit the ball, it's crazy.
You have to let it get deep as a righty. But for some odd reason, and that's the thing too. Like even when I started playing Little League, I always had the habit to hit the other way as a righty. And when I teach these young kids too, when I used to coach young kids, it's like, look, just let the ball get deep and drive it the other way because.
Dude, you don't understand how important it is with the eye on the ball, bro.
Exactly.
It sounds little-ish, but it's true.
And look, and I said this too. Like even in my men's league throughout our regular season in the summer, most of the teams that I faced shifted me to the other way, and they left a huge hole in the right side. And some of the teams I exploited that because at times, it's like I'm thinking myself, and this is where my baseball IQ. And that's weird.
Besides, there's some ways to do it though. You can't sometimes if you're going for like an all-out swing. If you're like what I would say, it's check it. That's usually what my coaches tell me when for the lefties. They usually just tell them to check your swing because when you check it, it'll obviously go to the other side. It's gonna make your swing just look weird, but it'll get you at least on base. And that's usually what my coaches always teach the lefties.
Yeah, and for me, I was taught, to go the other way, just let the ball get deep. Like that's what I was taught. I know people have a different.
Dude, I was taught. My coaches, bro. At first, my coaches were not the best, so obviously I started.
I've been there before. There's some that I liked, some that I didn't like.
Well, when I got into the zone of just saying, yeah, just let the ball go to me, drive it. That's usually what I always tell myself when I'm up to the plate. I said, just drive it. Don't do anything stupid. Don't go for the home run. Don't keep the ball up the middle. That's usually what I was always taught, up the middle. I don't want to do anything else.
Take it up the middle. They just send it, basically. And I always had that philosophy, taking it right up the middle, to the other way. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing going back to the Rays though, like as much as they are like heavily and analytical, but what they're doing is like they're doing
smart. That's a smart thing, and that's why I went to one of the Rays versus Yankee games. We killed them, but it's obviously
nowadays it's like where is this again? Because I always had the mind.
I don't understand what people don't understand this. Bunt the ball, bro. It's not that hard.
You guys, and that's the thing too. Like if you lay a bunt on. From my perspective, when I say it's like you guys have no idea how much, like, yeah, if it's a sack point, yeah, you're gonna give yourself out, but the impact that it has can really change the way the game, basically how get this, obviously getting the run in a scoring position, but that's something people should really. And I said this too, and I had my buddy Tyler on too because I actually streamed on Facebook. We kind of talked about this too, some of these different rules and just kind of give our take on the modern age. It's like, yeah, it's like because I would like to go back to the days where like the 90s and the 2000s where things were simpler, like play straight up defense, the old school way of doing things. Yeah, we also had the steroid in the late 90s, early 2000s, which from my honest opinion, still one of the greatest eras of all time. In my honest opinion, because we see, yeah, they may have steroids, but you had like hitters like Bonds, Sosa, and McGuire. Like nobody.
Listen, bro, the one guy that I hate is Sosa, bro. I still hate that guy. I think he's still hated. If I'm not mistaken,
listen,
bro. The way that guy was obviously using steroids. That was obvious.
Yeah, exactly. And that time, the steroid, and that's the thing too. And I actually haven't made it. And I kind of mentioned. I can't remember which video. I actually did mention like this foreign substance stuff in one of my earlier videos. I don't know if I did.
Dude, I honestly think this, bro. The MLB is breaking pitchers' arms now.
Think about it. Glasgow's already on the IL. Now he's going to miss it probably next year with Tommy John. Because here's the thing. Because I'll admit this too. Like, I've only used sweat and rosin. That's what was my combination. Because obviously up here at times, in the summer it gets hot.
And, you know, and I sweat a lot too. And it's like, and at times, you know, like I can control the baseball, but at times I really can't. So I literally had to, and I carry a rosin bag with me almost each and every game, each and every week, because that's just kind of how, you know, because like that's just something I do.
You know what? One time, bro, I got checked.
Oh my God.
Listen, bro, because they were seeing me do this. Because obviously I sweat a lot. So I was honestly doing this, but they were thought I was like cheating. So they went up to me. They were like, yeah, we need to see your glove, all that stuff. And my coach was like, what are you guys doing? Like, you didn't do anything. He's a 13-year-old kid.
Exactly. And it's just like, you know, this sports, and that's the thing too. And well, dirt too, but I feel like for me, I just use sweat and rosin.
Dude, dirt on the mound, bro. Like, I hate that, dude. Like, honestly, dude, if you're gonna use dirt, dude, that's why I always use the bag. The bag.
I feel like it's a personal preference for most players.
The bag is just for some reason, bro. I love it because honestly, with me having big hands, I like feeling something. Like when I get the baseball, bro, I honestly, when I pitch, obviously I'm not the most overpowering pitcher. Like I'm not gonna.
Hey, look, I admit this too. I mean, starting my career, I was just a finesse pitcher. You know,
that's what my dad told me was to just throw strikes. That's usually what I was taught to always do, just throw strikes. And then when I learned how to go faster and faster, but then my dad told me to stop because he wanted me to throw more strikes. Like I was throwing balls at the dirt because I was throwing too fast. So.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, and I'll say this too because for me, over time, because I learned how to, and nowadays I'm actually getting. Right now I'm actually trying to reach to hit the 90s because right now I'm hypothetically I'm kind of sitting between 85 to 88.
Oh, you'll hit it. You'll hit it.
Yeah, I mean at time because for me I just rely on movement. Like I said this before too. Like Greg Maddux is the one pitcher I always idolized growing up. Because it's like seeing what he has accomplished in his major league career, the fact, he made a living without not overpowering, but the fact that he has done it, and as being a Hall of Famer that he is, I just find that and I've just seen the highs. It's like it's insane to see guys like throw 84, but it can be very effective. In which nowadays it's like it's a dead. Well, other than Kyle Hendricks from the Cubs, but I think that's pretty much about it.
Bro, I always have to say this, bro. One of my favorite pitchers, and it's the Yankee bias too. I do David Cohn, bro. Cohn had something about him, bro. It was
Hey, I agree. I agree with that because I mean, Cohn was not one of my. He was a good player that I actually enjoyed watching.
That dude, everyone needs to understand this, bro. His knowledge, bro, about
it's baseball, insane.
Dude, he should have been the Yankee pitching coach. He should have.
Or that, because well, that's a very good question, Miles. For me, I pitch in the South Jersey Men's Senior Baseball League.
Oh,
me? I'm in a wood bat league, and it's it's a great league.
Me, Little League, honestly, Little League. But this year, bro, we're having younger kids. So usually what I do now is because now they made it now 13 to 15. So we're having the younger kids, like the 13-year-olds, which those guys, man, they're just the Little League, you don't understand. It's the worst. It's one of the worst things to do. Because the coaches, they don't know what the hell they're talking about sometimes.
Exactly. Because for me, I used to play Little League when I started to play. I didn't play Little League till when I reached about 13. Because for me, I played on the big. Because like you, I mean, like these kids nowadays, like you see in Little League World Series, that I never did that kind of thing.
Never. I would wish I went there. I would wish, but it would never happen.
Exactly, because for me, I got used to the 60-foot 6-inch mound and the 90-foot base path. So that's something that I kind of what I've known for most of my career. And and at the time, because when Beezer was the thing before BB-Core, that's the kind of bats I used back in the day. Like real aluminum bats. Oh, geez. But yeah, I also and at the time and I still have my bat. I don't think you remember. Do you remember when the Eastern Rampage came out, or was that one of those Little League bats that people kind of slept on? God, I'm trying to. It's like it has like a red. I'm trying to describe it. That's the thing.
it's hard because I still have that. I still have my Easton Typhoon.
Oh, you're talking. Wait, are you talking about the Makos?
Actually, I never used a Mako. I
never. Damn.
I've used an Easton bat, but I had a bat called the Easton Rampage. It was like a red bat with the word Rampage on the barrel.
Bro,
like, this was a pure aluminum bat.
People need to understand this, bro. The Mako for me, bro, it was overpowered. Like that thing, bro.
Which one? Because there were so different variations.
I had the black one. The black one, dude. That
the black that one. Because I'm thinking because the most used Mako that I can remember is the white and the orange.
Because the barrel was so big that anything I had to get so bro. When I was at the bat though, I covered so much of the plate.
Exactly.
Got through so easily. It was crazy.
Hey, look, third base, and you know, Miles, since you brought that up a good point, because I used to play third a lot, you know, and it's now I can do it again because I can make the throw. Because back then I had a tendency to rush the throw, and I had the arm for
sure, bro.
But the only position I will never play again is shortstop, and my reason is because I had a buddy of mine, Harry. He was the first baseman, and when I was going on assisted double play, my arm at the time, despite I was a little bit thin, had a good strong arm. I didn't take my time, but I just rushed it and threw it because at the time we played on Little League fields. Like we have a field here, and then there was a connecting one right next to it. So I overthrew him and threw into the next field. So it's like, well, still it was. I mean, at that time because I just felt embarrassed. I felt embarrassed, and at times because there was times later in my career I kind of decided I had the idea just retiring from the game and just going coaching because
when I couldn't play because I was always the utility guy, like that was what I always did.
Exactly, I was the bench guy. I've always been that way, and I've accepted that role.
I'll say this: I wasn't like the bench guy, but I literally played everywhere. I was in left, right, center.
Catcher, never do that again because I hate it.
I tried it once, terrible. I couldn't catch. Literally, catchers, and people didn't understand this when I say this. Catcher's one of the hardest positions I've probably ever played in my lifetime.
I agree with that statement because here's the thing about this because. The only time when I ever caught one, it was a hot summer day.
Bro. Good luck with high school, bro. Good luck in hell.
Actually, I'm in college. I'm a college student.
No. To the chat.
No. Yeah, I mean that depends though, because for me, I've been accustomed.
I know some schools that are because high school usually because I'm in high school now. There's a lot of if you didn't know, there's a lot of D1. D1 is because here in high school.
So I'm guessing you live up in New York, if I'm not mistaken.
No, bro, I'm in Florida, bro. I'm in Tampa. So
you're Florida. Okay.
Because D1
for me, I'm here I'm in New Jersey because the way that we go things here in Jersey, we call it.
I lived in.
We're
New York
labeled as groups,
years.
like because I went to Gloucester High. That's my alma mater for high school. We are a Group 1, which is the very smallest school. The only championship sports we had, our dominant is softball. My high school baseball program hasn't won anything since the 70s, but it's just like exactly, because it's like. Because I mean, at times, because I've always enjoyed playing JV because I felt comfortable there because the pitching wasn't great. There were some teams that I've seen had some decent pitching. I mean, I've gone through. I had the case of the years my sophomore year.
I went for the 80s, 80 mile hours. I went for those guys. I've been through.
I think
my whole career has been through 60s to 70.
I mean, I've only seen because actually senior year when I went to, I think I saw 94 as varsity, and that was during our playoff run too, my senior year, and that because at the time I forgot I think it was like we were up by 9. Okay, we won 11-6. What was the final? I think 11-9. I think it was tied. Oh yeah, it was going tied to the bottom of the 6. 2 hours, man. I was fucking nervous as shit. Runners on for second. And then when I saw the situation, second or third, and these guys and my team had speed, it's like, okay. Obviously, gave me a fastball right down
right down Broadway, took a hack at it, almost drove it out, but for me, speed was never my strong suit. So apparently they kept me to a single, but 2-run score. Obviously, that's what sealed. Obviously, we went to the playoffs as a 16 seed. Upset a number 1 Haddon Heights. Who had a Major League Baseball prospect, and then obviously, I get fucking drug tested because I never participated. I had no involvement in my team's playoff run because I was just basically a bench warmer at that point in my career. At one point, I was in a deep thought. Said, look, I guess maybe, and I tried out for junior college 3 times. Never, outshined the recruits, but unfortunately, despite me being a walk-on, turned a blind eye. It just really destroyed basically destroyed my confidence till I found my men's league that I'm in now, which I have been pretty successful the last 7 seasons. Nate was named an all-star last year, or the season, or in 2020, because to be honest, even though I was, because in 2020 I was basically the ace of the staff because I was basically exactly like because we'd face them at the high school level because it's like where Haddon Heights, they were good, but they were not great. Obviously, because we faced them at the varsity level. I don't know that. That's the thing too. Like, I know other states have different way to go about it because it's like where.
Oh, bro, dude. If you guys don't, when you face Florida teams, we had to I versed some good teams. I versed Fungo. I versed a lot of great down south teams. I versed my whole career. When I played travel for like 1 year, we versed this team that was called the North Carolina Fungo. Those guys, bro. Oh my dude, those guys were just beasts. Like, they built a great system. It was great, and they
exactly.
You know how good they are when they have their own facility.
It's the same here because we have the Brawlers here in Gloucester City because that was our top travel team and we always ever since we had that. And I coached our 12U at the time, because 12U Navy, I should say, because we split it into 2 teams, Navy and Gold, because Gold was basically our B team. Navy was our top elite. We had the better players. And because obviously my cousin John, he was part of the Navy. So, I kind of, and that's the thing too. And I've, throughout my coaching, I've, worked with some of the kids who and I've seen what, these kids.
I coached, because 15-year-old, I had to do something. So when I was coaching my younger cousin, he's 7. So I was coaching him when he's at kid coach pitch. So
okay, yeah, coach pitch. Okay,
so I was I was the third base coach. But when this team though, we actually could, at the end of the season, the kids were really good. Like, we had some kids who played. For some reason, they allowed them to play kid pitch. I don't know why, but I was like, "Yeah, screw it. We're just."
I'm thinking coach pitch. I think it's like at least a little bit younger.
It's so stupid, bro. It's like they only allow you to do like this. They just let you dart it, and it's so stupid.
For me, because when it comes to the Little League, I actually learned how to pitch on my own.
And
not to mention because
one of the coaches and me were talking
right
about
left-handed.
One of the coaches, we're talking about this though. We were like, we can get them into, and we talked to some of the leagues who do kid pitch. And we're like, our kids, we can compete. Like, we had some kids who can compete the hell. So we just said, yeah. And then we said, screw it, we'll just go for it. And we went out there, and we actually won the championship in that series. So we were high hell. So we were just like. And then that's the only thing I'm still missing as a reality hit, and they literally couldn't hit anybody. So we just say, "Yep, bye."
Yeah, and I feel the same thing because that's the only thing I'm missing right now. Like, it's my own, accomplishment of winning the big one, because I've been eliminated in the second round twice,
because because we were the third, I think, the fourth seed in my men's division or our men's league, because we finished the record of 10-7 because it was a 17-game season. I just, and I pretty much carry even in the coming in the bullpen, because I pretty much carry that team basically on my back. And then obviously, and I said this too, I'm very critical of umpires. If it's at the major league level and whatever level it's at, I'm still critical. And I actually got squeezed on some pitches, and which really threw me off, and really it's what cost, pretty much cost my team, because we were winning at the time going into the ninth. But obviously, the freaking, and also like this blunder error at second base, is what really really kind of unraveled our chances of moving on to to win a championship. Which, and at the time, when I got pulled because at the time, because here in my league, because my coach has a tendency, wants to save me for like a whole nother day, because honestly, I'm one of the better pitchers that they have. So it does, Miles. You can understand the pain and my frustration. And there were times where I actually stared down the umpire, kind of pulled a mad bomb, basically, just stared them down, like not saying anything. But the good thing about it is, like, if I get a bad call going my way,
when I was coaching, bro, I loved it, because it was honestly, when I got pissed at the umpire, I just went up, just like this way. I liked coaching a little bit, because it was fun just to teach these kids how to play the game, because these
exactly.
It's great to see that well, my team was, for some reason, we just got great kids. Like,
exactly. And that's the thing too. Like, I don't have a tendency to show up umpires, but the fact that some of them kind of squeeze. Think about it this way: if you think about throwing it, if you paid it on the black, and there were times where I really threw a good fastball on the black, but I still won't get the calls.
Listen, I always say this though: when it's on the outside, and I understand that.
That's a very good point too. The outside, and that's the thing too. Like, I will paint inside. Say if I paint, because most times I'll paint two fastballs inside and then go outside with the breaking stuff, because that's for me, because I rely on my movement and deception, because I want to send a bit inside, but then finish them out and away, because sometimes I can use my curveball or my splitter, because that's kind of where my action takes it, because most of my curveball, because I use it most times than not to get the outside, and most times we'll get it, and sometimes as strikeout wise, but I use it for get ground balls, because I'm a ground ball pitcher. I've always been that kind of pitcher for years, and I've kind of I accepted it, because I may not see these young teenagers who can throw like 95 to triple digits. It's like, I've been, and that's the thing. And I said this too. Like, even though I took my career for granted at times, but I just embraced, what skill set I can bring. That actually, Miles, that is a very, very good option. That's a very good thing, because I'm the same way, but I don't say it. But I see it with my own two eyes, because I don't really get into arguments. But when these errors happen, it just.
Oh, bro, the Yankees just tied it. Jesus Christ,
Yankees, please win, because
dude, you know when it's good when Judge hits a home run.
Judge, no matter what ball Judge hits, it's an automatic home run,
bro. You need to understand this. People are making fun of Judge for not being dude. The man, people say he's not a contact hitter, bro.
Have you seen,
bro? The 294 batting average. He has been the contact hitter that we've all been waiting for.
He's got contact. He's also got pop. And that's the thing too. And I feel like this is why, and I see the improvement in Judge. We know the home run power that he has.
Yes,
but the fact that he's worked on his contact.
You don't understand this though. He's 6'7". Is he supposed to be the home run for? Listen, you don't understand this though. Judge is the perfect hitter to have in Yankee Stadium.
Exactly.
Big guy. He has the power to be it, but he also is now smart now and says, I can't swing at dumb pitches.
Unless you get a dump pitch to hit it.
That's long. You don't understand this year though. The long stride that makes him so much better now because all his power is just going to the ball. It's not going to go in the air.
Exactly.
Weird.
Because think about it this way. Because power hits, they have a natural uppercut.
Oh, dude.
Miles is right. I mean, depends.
I have to agree it. He's the Yankees' Bryce Harper. I gotta agree. He's the Yankees.
I agree with that. And obviously, with Harper, I mean, for us,
I wish we had Harper. I would wish, but that
obviously, the Yankees were because from what
we were one of the runners. We were one of the teams.
Yeah, I heard they were the one of the runners, but I think
we did stand. So that was a terrible move.
But I think it came down to us and I think the Dodgers and the Giants, if I'm not mistaken, because that was in 2018, because that was for the Harper and Machado sweepstakes at that year, because that was a pretty interesting all season. I am not going to lie about that because, and I said this too because I felt like Harper was kind of a better fit because he kind of, with his dad being a blue collar worker and all that, and the way that Philadelphia is a blue collar town.
Oh, dude. Honestly, bro, I think Philly fit perfectly for him.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's that kind of point I'm saying.
I was like this, bro. I was like him in Nationals. Although I was done with it, I was like, there was no reason why he wanted to go back. Like it was.
It's very
understandable. Whenever they were saying that their team is so good, we need Bryce Harper back.
And that's the thing too about Harper too, because and that's the thing too, and the thing about Harper too, because the fact he comes from a blue collar family, I mean, what else can you ask for? I mean, I like Machado, but I actually had a video idea.
I hate Machado, bro. I hate that guy.
He's a player that you like, but he also hate at the same time.
The dude doesn't hustle, bro. That's what I hate
a dirty
about
player.
Him,
and the reason why, because when was it? Was it I guess okay. So he was okay. This was at the Dodgers when he cleated. Is it I think it's Aguilar. I can't remember because it's like
who
the fact. Manny Machado, because I think he was with the Dodgers at one point. He was, but I can't. I think it was one. And I've watched replays like he did that on, and I've noticed it. I was like, because I've seen like pictures like what's his name from Atlanta? Oh, he's been out of the league for a while. Tim Hudson.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, exactly. But I'm saying, like the way that his foot was, Aguilar's foot was, it just like I don't know. It's like I'm surprised. But look, I mean, we got the guy that we needed, and also we also need other pieces too. But that's remaining to be seen.
But also, bro, I gotta say this: I hate what the league has done with players not hustling. I hate it, man. I want players running. I don't care what ball it is.
Because think about it this way, because I remember
pop up, run. If you don't run and it drops, you're out. It's
exactly because and bringing that back brings me up a time where Jamie Reynolds, who's one of our great shortstop, got benched one point for not hustling because this one Charlie Manning was still the manager at the time. Because it's like,
oh yeah, I remember when what's his name, Joe Torre, the Yankees manager, was benched. He benched Derek Jeter. He benched him because he couldn't hustle.
Wow, I don't remember that
because Joe Torre was saying because everyone knew Joe Torre was the hard guy. He was not the hard guy. He doesn't speak hard, but you know what he does though. When he's mad at a player, he'll sit you and he will look at you at the eye and you know it's bad.
Exactly. You know it's bad. Like his quiet demeanor knows like he means business. But and that's the thing too. I feel like
Jeter agreed because he even said he's like it was my fault. I didn't hustle. It was honestly with those two. Joe Torre was great, man. I wish Joe Torre great, man. He was great.
I thought he was a very solid manager for that. And don't get me wrong.
Oh my god, do you see what the people are saying about him? Like he sucks, terrible manager. I'm like, bro.
I've seen the World Series title, and that's the thing too. Like
Joe Torre was one of the best managers the Yankees have ever had because he was hard. Never.
Him and Girardi too. He's another.
But those two are different guys. Girardi's the guy who screams. Joe Torre's the guy who just looks at you and you know it's something bad.
You're pretty much your goose is cooked at that.
Joey's the guy who is just always up on his seat, like he was ready to scream. Like
exactly, and I mean, yeah, that's the thing too. It's like, and now good for Jeter too, and Jeter
has accepted some great criticism, bro. Like,
and that's the thing too. Is Jeter, like you don't. I know he's been criticized over the years, but
dude, the Mets fans, bro, these guys are just like crazy.
The worst. I
like,
mean, they are
saying, yeah, Jeter's not a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Have you seen the numbers that he's put up in his career? Like,
dude, they say this dude's not the best defensive shortstop in MLB history. I'm like, bro, do you see the play he has made in his whole entire career?
Like the jump throw is like the most iconic move. He pulls
did they remember the backhand? They remember the backhand.
The backhand. They can't hold the jump throw. Like everybody, like all of us wanted to imitate it. In baseball, I mean, that
play makes him the best shortstop ever because it
exactly. Not to mention too, it's like you're not a Hall of Fame. Like,
I'm not saying he's better than Jackie. Jackie's another level of good. Jackie was. No, he made the game better by himself. I'm not saying Jackie's one of my favorite players. Even everyone knows who the hell Jackie Robinson is.
Jackie Robinson set the standard for breaking the color barrier.
Yeah,
he's the most iconic.
It's great now because there's a lot of players who are coming out of the Dominican Republic,
Cuba, Jazz Chisholm from the Bahamas.
I'm seeing a lot of Mexican players, bro. I'm like, bro, we're getting those guys.
And not to mention too, like baseball's becoming very global. I mean, obviously, we have it here in the States.
I love it, bro. I love that it's going global. Hot take. Oh, come on, man.
I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for that.
He said overrated, bro.
I don't think I get it. It's a hot take, but I don't feel like he's that overrated. Because, and that's the thing too. Like, you would think. Back before he got drafted by the Yankees, there was a possibility he could have been drafted by the Reds. Think about it, because if you guys haven't watched, what it could have been, Jeter could have been a Cincinnati Red, but obviously with the Yankees, 20 years later, here we are.
Dude, the Yankees have got so lucky, bro. Like
you would think
drafting teams. Like we got Judge and like
you got Volpe's one of your better prospects, and they got Jason.
Dominguez, we didn't draft. We just signed that guy. Like that guy, we signed.
And I still call bullshit on his age because he doesn't look like he's 18. I don't believe that.
I have to admit, bro, he is. The guys still have those young. His face is still young. He doesn't change. He's just the body's like a 25-year-old. Like the body
exactly. He's got a body of a 25 or 25.
But I see him though. He still has the.
It's still weird to see how big.
Because I think what he does, and everyone says that his coaches have said this in the Dominican Republic. When the Yankees signed him, the man got a physical trainer the first day.
I heard about it. I heard he had
the whole COVID year. He probably just worked on his body, get his body better. Because everyone knows the guy was skinny as hell. The guy was skinny.
Yeah, I remember how skinny he was. But the fact that he's
now where the hell he is now and the way he has transformed, he probably worked his ass off while he do COVID.
Hey, look, I mean I think that was pretty much the
smartest. I mean, you understand people like, yeah, he has a terrible dude. He's playing low A baseball at 18 years old.
Exactly, but
he's not gonna have the most iconic number ever. The guy's having a decent season. 5 home runs, 19 RBIs, or 261. That's pretty good for 18.
That's very deep. That's a very good. I think if you're hitting between the 260s and the 300s, I think you're having a good season.
You understand people don't really. It's not the most okay. People need to understand this. People, he has the pop. The man's a contact hitter. That's usually what he always was. He was never the guy. He was not the thing too.
He's still young, so there's some raw stuff to develop. There's a lot of skills that he needs to develop.
His arms have been getting bigger and bigger, bro.
Dude, he looks about to pop out. Like the shirts that he wears, he's going to pop out of them at some point. And this is the thing too. And I
cannot believe how this guy runs.
Like the fact that he's got a big body with a tremendous speed is like.
And dude, and they made the right prediction, bro. they're comparing Mike Trout, which I can see. I can honestly.
That's very understandable.
Because
I don't feel
I'm
like
not saying he's gonna be Mike Trout. Okay,
I mean,
is.
I can't speak for that.
The most defensive runs score. You understand? He plays shortstop.
And that's a hard position to really defend.
Listen, bro. The man covered ground. Okay, he
had the range.
And you're talking about since the 2000s, so he was playing for 6 years. Of course, he's gonna have that.
So, and that's the thing. And
oh my dude, you're bringing up stats. Oh my god, bro. What? What is this life has turned into, bro? We're talking about stats, bro. Like, it's crazy, man. How the game people have changed.
Exactly.
I hate stats, bro. Like,
the only stats I don't care about is ERA, wins.
The eye test. That's what I care. I don't care what the hell you do. The eye test tells you how bad or good you are.
And exactly, technically, it's the performance. Like I said this many
times. I
always
say Giancarlo sucks. I hate Giancarlo Stanton.
Well, that's the thing too. That's the thing too. Like, he's big, but the problem is though he can't stay healthy.
And bro, there you go, 8-7. There you go, Yankees. There you go.
and here's what I'm going to say. Like, you guys need a better closer. And
I sure agree.
And you know, as much as I have respect for Chapman for not other than his
don't bring up that guy's name. Nope, he doesn't deserve anything, bro. Doesn't deserve anything. That guy is disappointing as hell.
Well, yeah, man. It's just like
the guy is one of the best. Okay, be interested in this. I hate Chapman this year. He's one of the best closers because he hit 300, so he's definitely in the conversation for at least being
in 300 already. Holy Christ!
Yeah, dude. You know how long he's been doing this?
Oh my god.
Dude, no, because bro, I think Chapman's like 30 something now.
30 something, and he has 300 saves. Holy shit!
He's 33.
I mean, he's still young, but that's like 300 saves. I would have thought he would have had a lot more, though. That's the thing.
No, because the reason why, though, he was never in his beginning of the year. He was never used as a closer. He was always used as the guy who was the setup man. Who was?
Oh, that's right. I remember
until he got 100. Everyone was like, "Yeah, screw it. He's the closer." Like he's.
Exactly. That's kind of what set this common standard down. Like, if you want to have a closer, get someone who can at least hit trouble with this, like a Josh Samon, Trevor Rosenthal.
You know who's one of the most underrated pitchers in baseball right now? My guy, Jonathan Olazica, bro. That guy is.
I think Luis Cessa because he was so funky.
Cessa's off the team. Cessa's not, we traded him.
Well, I know that, but because Cessa had a funky delivery that just really caught my eye for some odd reason.
Dude, if he was on a team, dude, Cessa was one of my favorite. He was one of my favorite Yankees because he was the guy who was. He was the eat up hitter. He was always the guy who's eat up innings for the game.
Exactly.
Dominated.
That's the thing. It's just like because I remember like some of the pitchers that came through the Yankees over the years, and I remember like
Olazica's one because we basically built that dude up from scratch. Like that guy couldn't.
I know you guys had Pineda way back when.
Bro, dude, you know how this dude used to throw 94? Now he's throwing a 99 sinker.
That's disgusting.
Bro, and I said this. I said he's and everybody Yankee fans have been saying this. He's the future closer, in my opinion. He's the closer.
I can get behind that because you got to guess the thing too. Like,
dude, this guy. How old is Jonathan Olazica now? I think he's like
probably somewhere in his 20s. He's still young though.
26 years. Yeah, we better put this guy closer at 26.
And look, I mean, that's the thing too. It's like. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like nowadays, like it's like the new thing now. Like you're having like these relievers who are flamethrowers, because it's like and that's part of the modern age of baseball. Like and
I think now, bro, we need people like the Josh Haders, those guys who are just so dominant. They're
just like what's his name from the Cardinals? Jordan Hicks. That's the kind of comparison I can. There's a possibility he can be. He might.
I think Jordan Hicks, bro. That guy. I'm not a fan of Jordan Hicks, bro. I'm sorry. I think this guy.
That's weird. Like some relievers are not. For me, I like
his stats right now, dude.
I mean, they're not good. I can tell you that much.
He's dude in his whole career. Let's go to his whole career. He has a 3.64 ERA.
I mean, could have
for
been
him
worse.
and his stuff, bro. He should have lower than that. Bro.
At least lower than 2 at the best.
Because dude, the
hey,
guy was 100 and an 89 slider, bro. He should be at least a good pitcher, but he can't control anything. He doesn't know how to throw strikes, which is Chapman, and that's what I always said about him. He can't throw strikes.
That's the point I made too. Like you're seeing these guys who are flamethrowers, but the only problem is they have good stuff, but it's the accuracy. The accuracy is the most important part of of pitching, and this is why I think finesse pitchers, back then and Kyle Hendricks now, like they made it. Despite they may hit 90 or every now or so, but they only can top out in the high 80s. But the only key is accuracy, and I'll say this from experience too, because I've learned how to pitch on both sides of the plate while being accurate at the same time, because it's where it's like, look, at times there were times where I can use a power, and on a good day where I can use a hard fastball. And four-seamer, by the way, it was the one pitch I could not control throughout my career. That was the one pitch I kind of just I still had, but never really used in my repertoire. But I know I had actually brought that back a couple of years ago. Worked on it a little bit, and just worked on the accuracy. At times, I had to change it into a cutter. So at times where if the four-seamer, because all the time I'll vary from a four-seam fastball to a cutter. So basically, I'll have a two-seamer cutter / four-seamer, change out curve on a split. The split I just work off my two-seamer, and that's the thing too. Wheeler's a perfect example of this, because he throws in the high 90s, but most of the other the accuracy is what really is making having a breakout season. Well, I mean, I know it's a breakout, but he already had a good season last year, despite it was a 60-game season. But being part of the Cy Young conversation, because I think also leading the league in strikeouts too, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to and all that. It's just like you would, and and I said this in my previous podcast episode, but I brought up an old article that Brody Van Wagner said about Zach Wheeler. And I'm looking at it, so it's like, I guess that pretty much shut him up. Well, he's no longer the GM though, but back then it's like, how the hell? Dude, I don't want to go that far. I mean, Garrett Cole's good, but I don't want to go that far with it. But
Garrett Cole, bro, he's the second best pitcher in baseball, in my opinion. He's the second best because
he's good. I'm not gonna lie.
Because I think this is why Garrett Cole's one of the most consistent pitchers.
Exactly. That's what I'm
saying.
I think
that's why he's the number 2. Because I think it's 1A and 1B. I've always said that. I'm not being biased, but the guy is just another level.
Miles.
That's my top 3.
Players I'm
gonna say this right now. Top 3. I'm gonna say DeGrom, Cole. I think the sleeper. I've always said Zach Wheeler, because Zach has always had the stuff for me. He's always had the nasty
thing too. Out of the 3, actually out of the 3, I think also Cole and Wheeler have kind of been healthy, knocking on wood, been healthy all year.
Dude, I love how the Mets fans, bro, are making just understanding how they lost a good pitcher.
And that's the thing too about the Mets too. Like say they lose to DeGrom, that's when all the dominoes start to fall with them, because it's like,
oh, dude, you know who's gonna fall next? It's gonna,
you would think the Mets would trade.
You know what I think, bro?
At some point.
You know what I think is gonna happen? Lindor may ask for a trade.
You know what? I can there's a possibility.
That dude can't hit in New York, bro. Everyone's gonna boo the hell out of him.
I remember in Cleveland, he knew how to hit it. I just feel like there's
you didn't understand this. The guy was never. He's just a good. In my opinion, now he's just a good defender. He can't. In the last couple of years, that guy couldn't hit anything, bro. That guy couldn't.
Well, as soon as he came up with Cleveland, man, he didn't know how to knock the cover off the baseball. But for some odd reason,
I said this after the Yankee series, the man has turned to one of the worst hitters in baseball,
which is surprising to say. But
you know how much great players have dropped? Yelich, Cody, dude, a lot of good players are dropping, bro. It's
weird. I think the only one that I think out of the good players that are being consistent is Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo. In my honest opinion, from what I saw.
You know who's also been consistent, in my opinion? In my opinion, bro, it's Aaron Judge. He's consistent every year.
Despite the small injuries he's had, but I feel he's been very consistent.
That dude always splits up. You know we're getting a Judge. At least 30 home runs.
I mean,
you know what you're getting with him. Yeah, dude, he got paid $389. Dude,
they overpaid him way too much.
I told everyone this. I was like, guys, Mets fans, you can have the hell out of him, bro. Just take him. Just
exactly. Because we were tied with
bro. He wouldn't understand this though. He will ask for a trade because the name Francisco Lindor will always go. That's why he'll get traded at one point. Because the point, and I always say this, people will make, Joey Gallo the name. Yeah, Joey Gallo's the name.
Yeah, Joey Gallo's the name, but
he doesn't do anything. That's basically what he does in the offensive end.
I mean, he's got some good pop though, but the problem is
dude, he's exceptional pop. That dude, when he makes contact, the ball's crushed like 900 feet.
Exactly. And that's the thing too, like these. And you also got to think too, like in some hitters too, like
when Gallo gets hot, he's unstoppable because the guy can just I can't believe I'm saying this. How, and I always say this, I said this to my dad. I'm like, Dad, how does he doesn't get adjusted to Yankee Stadium? How? It's
because he got a short porch and right. Like that should be like you should have no problems hit the Yankee Stadium.
Bro, I was like, bro, how did Rizzo crush a ball? Like I was like, God damn. How did Rizzo hit your first home run before you've ever done?
That's saying something. And that's the thing too. Like, there's certain players that can hit well in like other ballparks. Like Chris Bryant, for example.
I have a funny stat, bro. Oh my God. You know what Rizzo's doing against lefties?
Oh, this is probably gonna be insane numbers he's putting up against lefties.
313.
313 against lefties. Holy shit.
His whole career versus lefties, bro. He's been the righty killer. That's what they used to call him, righty killer.
He still is.
With any righty, you'll kill him. But now he's
he's doing it from both sides. Well, even though he's
this year has not been both sides. He's been more lefties. You know he has some at the right side versus righties.
I think like 260.
Oh, dude, no, it's like 219. It's been terrible. Right. I was like, bro, how does this make sense?
Because I remember throughout his career, like he's been hit over 300 against righties.
Everyone was like, dude, no one wanted to pitch to Rizzo when he's on the right side.
Because think about it this way, because he crowds the plate. He's just saying, look, you can't throw it inside 3 times.
You know what I think, though? You know why those numbers are too, though? He has hit the ball so hard, just nothing was dropping. It was
exactly
in Wrigley. It was crazy. Like the guy couldn't. I would understand why.
You also got to think too. Wrigley also plays a little bit weird too. Like sometimes the wind will blow out. Sometimes at certain games he'll get lucky to have like a couple home run game.
Oh, dude, I would honestly say this. I have been saying this for years. Javi Baez is not a good baseball player.
Not as what he once was.
He's the kid. He has some energy. Okay, the guy's one of the funniest players in baseball. I hate that the thumb down movement, bro. That made New York look like they were like idiots.
Oh, trust me. Like, because I remember, I still remember. I think it was at the Yankees game. We had a big guy like just did that.
No, it's not even that, dude. It was the Mets fans. They made themselves look like idiots, bro.
They still do,
dude. I'm like, bro. You guys could have took this so much better, bro. You guys should have said, "I'm not going to the game." You guys still go to their goddamn games.
There's something about the Mets, and that's why I felt that's what I find funny about Mets fans, because like no matter how bad
you see what they were at Yankee Stadium, bro, in the summertime. 20,000 people, bro. That's not good for a Yankee game. No, dude, that's a Yankee game, bro. Yankee games we're high, dude. That's summertime. That's when everyone's off. We get summertime. That's Sunday night, bro, and they're only 20,000 in the seats. That's a shame. That's shameful for Yankee Stadium.
It really is, because
that's what. And then Hal realized it was like, no one's going. We got to get some bats, and he screws it up again.
Well, yeah, I mean, Miles too. Like, I mean, don't we all? I mean, we've been saying this for a handful of years.
I would love that 1-3, bro.
Because exactly.
I've said this, bro. You guys have had some good I like that Segura guy. He's pretty good.
Segura has always been pretty good for us. And that's the thing too. It's just like And actually, I mean, he's been a very solid second baseman when we put him at second. You know, when we trade, because he's been very solid over there. I'm not, and this is weird because it's like where, and that's the thing too. Like, I think having Chris Bryant, I think that's really going to. I really hope can solve our third base problems, and not to mention because we had to fix our full.
Oh, you guys, dude! I've said this for years. You guys need. I'm saying need a shortstop. You need a shortstop.
Exactly. And I said this too because we're probably not going to see Stott until like 2022.
I don't understand why you guys got Freddie Galvis. I still don't understand it.
Hey, look, like I said before, this is Middleton's money that he won't let Dombrowski won't use because Dombrowski and I said and I would think this too is like if I'm Dombrowski, like if you have your owner that's not willing to spend a lot of money to get certain require much needed pieces, then what the hell do we really need John Middleton for? And look, and I'll get, and it's just I don't know because I've never really liked, and I can understand. Actually, that's not a bad idea either. Having Chris Bryant can help.
Dude, the man now plays left field, bro. I'm like, what did he wanted to play the outfield?
I mean, because think about it this way, because McCutcheon's going to walk. We're probably not bringing back. I think Odub was at the end of this is his last year. I think of his contract. I might be wrong, but he's going to walk. We're definitely going to need center field because I would have thought I was last night because now. As much as I love Mike Trout because of the South Jersey ties, because I just really, that's what I'm saying. Because he had a lot of, but you gotta think that's the thing too. It's like, I mean, look, I can't blame Dombrowski for what he did because number one, well, that's the thing too. Kutch is getting older. Like we don't know how much longer he's going to be lasting in the league. I mean, he has some good moments in his career, but he's not getting any younger. I mean, he's still producing though at the age that he's at.
It's crazy, man. How's that guy keep on doing stuff, man?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you said, and like you said, there's certain players that can do well against either righties or lefties. For some reason, Kutch hits better against left-handers than righties, and I think, and you can obviously see why. But I actually think too is like there's like. And, if I'm Sam Fold and Dombrowski, it's like, look, we got to figure out what we're going to need in the offseason because obviously our farm season is depleted like crap. I mean, the only good stars and the only one, and obviously we have Rhys Hoskins as a first baseman, and he's been pretty solid, despite, having, season-ending core surgery, which is a shame because I thought he was on a pace for at least 30 by the end of the year, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. I had one of the prospects follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Derek Hall, because I'm trying to get him on because this dude, I mean, this dude's insane. Who's at AAA? And I said this too because we really need a backup first baseman in case Hoskins goes down next year. Miller, as much as I liked him, he's a liability on defense. I mean, you can put JT there because I mean he's been good defensively, and that's and Miles too. Like that's what I said too, because I said Didi needs to go because Didi's another guy. I mean, as much as he had a pretty good year last year, it's just like he's been off because of the injuries, and I feel like it's time.
Listen, bro. I've always said this. I love Didi. Didi's one of my favorite players. He was one of my favorite players on the Yankees, but Didi's not the same, bro.
He's really not the same player that he once used to be.
When the Yankees left him, bro, I was like, the guy's done. Like he can't play. Like and the guy should just. This is what I think you guys should have done with him. If you guys would have had the universal DH, he'll be the perfect universal DH.
Exactly, because I remember when he was in DH with the Yankees in some games, like he kind of just thrived there.
Because he was more comfortable. Like I always said this, like Didi used to be one of the best defenders in baseball when he played short. He was one of the best because Didi was great defensively for like 4 years. Like he was,
and then all of a sudden it's just
4 years. We knew every time when they hit the DD, we knew it was out. Everyone knew it was out. Like
I mean, he's got good arm strength, but I just like you said,
his fielding was good, but then it dropped. It was getting to a point where we had to let him go.
Exactly, and we're getting to that point as well. We like, even though we only have him for another year, because
I would imagine that, dude. I hate what the NL's doing, bro. Like, just get the universal DH, bro. It's so stupid.
And that's the thing, just like, and I said this before too. Like, if I'm the Players Association and negotiate the CBA, I would say, look, I would be in favor of having the universal DH. And take it out the extra
injuring pitchers, bro. It's so sad.
Exactly. That's the point I was trying to say. Because number one, because if you think about it this way, and that's what I like DeGrom, though. I mean, what he has done before he got all these injuries that are piling up on him was superhuman. Like, this dude, like, it was just crazy what he's been getting.
Hey, bro, guess who just flied out, bro, to center? Pete Alonso, this idiot, bro. He probably crushed that ball, but then it just died.
And that's the thing to like, as much as people shit on our bullpen, I mean, we kind of shit on the Mets too, because like,
the Mets bullpen is so trash. It's
like, and don't get me wrong, I'm part of the trash talking on Edwin Diaz, like a whole bunch. Like he just points up, like,
how is this, bro? My bullpen is one of the worst bullpens in baseball. So
at least you guys were consistent, though. That's the
no, bro.
No.
We have turned into a mediocre pitching staff. Like,
hey, look,
besides Garrett Cole, there's no other guy besides Monty and Garrett Cole. I'll say Monty's pretty consistent. Monty's always that guy. Herman's injured. Like, that's what I mean.
Like,
Kluber has turned into trash when he came back. It's been at a point like we don't even know how our number 2 is.
Exactly. And that's what Miles, that's what Nate was trying to say, because like, exactly, it takes the wind out of you. You expend more energy as a hitter than anything else,
bro.
And I think having the universal
pitcher, bro, if I'm a pitcher, when they're up to bat, bro, I said, why are you guys swinging, bro? Like, take it. You go. If you understand this, like, yeah, pitchers need to swing. No, they don't. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, the NL is turned into a thing where they can just get an automatic out.
Exactly. But that's and that's the thing, is why I feel like the universal DH is probably a better option to have. Yes. Because I
agree.
Because think about it this way: and I get it's like there's some pitchers that can handle a bat. I mean, DeGrom, before he got hurt, he actually
DeGrom was just killing it at the plate. I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
Like I'm thinking like pitchers like Greinke.
Mad Bum will always like it because Mad Bum was the killer. That's Naga was
exactly
built that way. He was just.
But Mad Bum it's not the same pitcher that he used to be, though. That's the thing, which is a shame, though, because
I think this is why with Mad Bum, though. Mad Bum, that was the wrong move, bro. Going to the Diamondbacks, I've said it. It was the wrong move. He should have went to a title contender, and he should have went there because.
And then obviously you can say, I mean, they're wasting it, and that's the thing too. Like, the Mad Bum's not getting any younger either.
Listen, he got the bag, so I would, if I was Mad, I would clap my because he just got paid. That guy got paid. Like that.
Exactly. That's the thing, though. You also got to think too. He's not getting any younger because obviously.
That was him. I would accept the goddamn contract. I would say, yeah, sure, I'll go. For 20 million in the next like 5 years and his 30-something-year-old season, I'm gonna listen. Bet I'm going. If I'm a baseball player, I'm going. I'm gone.
He's in his 30? There's no way.
You don't understand, bro, how old this guy is. Dude, yeah, he's 32. He's 32 years
old. I was
about
to say, but it's like there's no way that he's that young. You know what? I can see that. I can see. I think he can. I can agree with that because
I can't see that. I think with the relationship they had at the end, I can't see it.
And then actually, that's too because the ownership
they made this guy look like an idiot, bro. Like it was so sad. But Mad Bum,
nah, he's 32 miles. That's what I was thinking as well because that.
You don't understand, bro. The years that he had with the Giants, the years that he has with them, that's tons of years in his career.
Yeah, I'm confused. Miles is confused as that too, but it's like, and that's the thing too. Matt Bum's still a good pitcher, but he's not the good pitcher he used to.
It's because the Diamondbacks they make every pitcher
wasting him away at this point.
They make pitchers look bad. It's sad, but Madball, in my opinion, should be going to the Hall of Fame. His numbers prove it. He's a great pitcher. He was
exactly. I mean,
he just got ruined. That's look in these stats, bro. 127 wins, a 106 losses with a 3.30. That's Hall of Fame numbers.
And I would thought he was a little bit older than 32.
The reason why he was 30, because I always said it. So Madball was always the guy who played. He played when he was like younger too. Like he was playing for years when he was younger. It was a younger. Yeah. He was not one of those guys who came up when he was like 20 something. He was young when he came up, young, and all his years, all his bad mistakes, which I always tell people, the bad mistakes he had were already out. When he was getting to his prime, he was killing everybody. Like
exactly. And 2016, don't get me wrong. There were certain teams in the postseason I just never liked. The Giants was one of them. The Cardinals was another.
Yes.
In the 2010s,
God, bro. Dude. For some reason, bro, I've always
the only reason why I at one point didn't like the Cardinals, but I still did because you had Yachty, who's a no doubt Hall of Famer. The fact he's going to call it a career.
I just hated the Mets, bro. I hated them. I hated the Red Sox playoff teams because those teams. I'm like, what the hell? How do you make the World Series with Steve Prius, bro? Like,
Steve Brioche? No, that's
whatever his name is. Who was the first baseman?
Steve Pierce.
No, who's the first baseman? He was like the platoon guy who's just like who won the Red Sox. What's it called? World Series MVP. Who's that guy? I don't know who the hell that guy is. Because he just went off.
Was it what more recent?
It was 2020.
I know they won in 2018.
Yeah, that's the year he won the MVP.
I'm thinking Steve Pierce because I think that's who you're talking.
Steve Pierce. Yeah,
that's what this is what he said the first time.
No, because on like a Peters game, I heard that he said something else.
Well, let me pull my mic up. Maybe it's just my mic was a little bit further. But yeah, Steve Pierce, though, I think he was okay, but I feel like he was just not that good of a player, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, the only good year he had was just the platoon year.
And that's the thing, too. And that's what I said, too. Like, when they had those three.
Dude, the Cubs, bro. That team was so fun to watch. Like,
but ever since
besides Baez, I those Rizzo and Chris Bryant, one of those
Rizzo's
guys.
Always been another consistent guy too. Gives you almost 30 home runs a year.
Yeah. And you're like, Rizzo. People are like, Rizzo's not the power bat. I'm like, dude, why do we care about power bats? Like, it doesn't matter what they are. Contact hitters are probably one of the most important people in baseball.
Because like the contact hitters I enjoy watching was Juan Pierre and freaking Ichiro, who made a career as a contact hitter.
Now the Yankees, we had DJ LeMahieu, but I don't know what the hell that meant. Because DJ was whenever in his 2019 year, that dude was tearing.
Dude, he was going off.
He won't. In my opinion, he should have won the MVP. That was his year. He had. You don't understand this. Let me look up his 2019 because 2019 I was insane what this guy's done in 2019. Because look at 2019. There it is. All right, his home runs. This dude out in 2019 were 26, 102 RBIs with a 327 average. That is MVP numbers.
Exactly. DJ. I've never hated DJ.
I know, dude. I'm a Yankee fan. DJ LeMahieu is one of my favorite hitters. Now,
and this is the thing about, and this is what I find it's interesting, but I think, this is why I think DJ at some points could be as a sleeper in this league because he's always been a consistent like three.
Besides this year, this is the only year he's had the bad year.
Yeah, I think this is only a bad year, but the last couple of years.
The reason why I think it is because he had to get used to it.
I don't know if this is in history, but I think he's like the only player that won both the batting titles in both the American and the National League.
Yep.
Which is
last year because he had the 368 batting average, which was insane.
That was disgusting.
And then he won one in Colorado, which
obviously that's
I was like, okay, that's light work. But then he came to the Yankees and just crushed the ball. He was I was like, dude,
I guess he just picked up where he left off. I guess so.
The reason why is I think the reason why he picked it off because shorter dimensions. It's and left and right because he's not a center hitter. He's always the left and right. Wherever he goes,
he's never a pull hitter too.
Yeah,
he's always
this year he has been atrocious. Like
I mean, it's you guys got to think too. I mean, he's still a great player despite having a bad year.
He's a great defender. Always dude. This man, you don't understand. He was a goal. He has a Gold Glove under his hands. He's won Gold Gloves.
And I said this too about Cesar Hernandez too, which see what Cesar's done.
Oh God, Chapman's warming up. Oh my God. And you got to do this on 9/11, bro. You got to do this.
See, that's the worst part too, because, and that's the thing too. Like, as much as I hate the Mets with like guts, the only one player that I actually had watched and kind of became a fan of was Mike Piazza. That he was the only Met and also David Wright too.
Oh, dude, David Wright's one of my favorite.
Dude, he was. I thought he was very underrated throughout his career.
Oh, dude, he's gloved, bro. What's the man has done at third base? He made third base.
Like he's a vacuum over there. Like no matter how good your hitter are,
dude. I was saying he had sleeper bat. Whenever the Mets needed him, he clutched up and got the big hits when he needed to.
Exactly.
That's why David Wright.
But the only problem that I think
he was the sleeper guy. He was never under those guys. He was like, I just need to get some clutch hits. That's what the Mets got him visually because he was the clutch guy. He was never the guy.
Exactly.
He's not like these now popular players who just like think they're like the best player in baseball where they just have like now.
He just showed like look, I may not be flashy, but I can still give you. I can still.
You know who's also one of my favorite players to watch when he was a Yankee, bro? It was Todd Frazier, bro. I love Todd Frazier, bro.
Tom's River. He's still a decent player for his age, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Not for now, bro. That dude fell off. Like when he was a Yankee, bro. His Yankee numbers, dude. He looked like a superstar when he was out there, bro. It was insane.
And what's funny is because I also played Tap Sports Baseball, and actually I drew him like 3 times out of crates, like 5-star David. It's Todd Frazier, and I'm getting lucky with these. And I played. I think it was pretty interesting, but that's the thing too, because I like Todd Frazier too. Despite
listen, bro, this is Todd Frazier. This is Todd Frazier, bro. In 2017, 11 home runs at 222, and his OPS was at like 700 and something, bro. That for Todd Frazier, bro, that's pretty damn good.
It is, man.
Because he's never that flashy guy. He's never the guy who just puts the ball in play and hopefully it drops.
Well, yeah, man. It's just like it's just shame though. Like these all-stars sometimes are falling off. Like honestly,
Cody Bellinger, dude. I'm tired of this guy, bro. I'm like, you don't do anything now, bro. Just
see, I just really never cared for the Dodgers, but the only thing the only one that I actually liked watching because
dude, you want me to hear this guy's numbers? Oh God, Cody Bellinger. Here we go. 9 home runs, a 158 batting average. Bro.
This is
so bad.
I feel like, and I'll say this too. I think one of the players on that Dodgers team that should be an All-Star was Justin Turner. I'm sorry, like there's no way he should not be snubbed from the All-Star team. No goddamn way.
I said it, bro.
It's just like there's no I know people are going to, and the same thing with Harper too over here as Phillies fans. But the fact that Justin Turner, and despite started with the Mets early in his career, and then comes to the Dodgers, tries to put up all-star seasons, but apparently nobody seems to care. And I kind of feel he's just like another David Wright kind of player, that sleeper, third. And that's the thing too. Like, there's some third basemen are very sleepers, and Justin Turner's one of them, in my honest opinion. Because think about it this way, because it's like,
the dude has been doing this for years now, bro. Like he's been the sleeper. He's just been that sleeper in that lineup, bro.
From the All-Star team is like, that's like, man,
what I think now, bro? They don't care about average anymore, bro. Like, I'm like,
I feel like it's home run numbers nowadays for the All-Star.
Like, remember when they used to have like, the Mickey Mantles, the people who put the ball in. Who understand this? They put Joey Gallo in the All-Star game, bro.
He was not that good.
Listen, I understand the home run derby. He deserved that because the numbers he had home runs,
it's insane.
Home run derby, but don't put him in the goddamn.
I feel like players nowadays, nowadays has the home run numbers. Like if you don't have like a certain threshold, I say maybe over 30 home runs or so. like 30 plus, I think is going to get you an All-Star selection.
Oh, dude, you know who just made a diving catch on freaking Baez, bro? Aaron Judge.
I feel like Aaron Judge. I feel like his defense is getting a lot better.
Oh no, bro, he's been doing this for years, bro. Everyone needs to understand his arm is insane.
And what's just funny is because Aaron Judge, even though he got drafted by the Yankees, he was never one of those college baseball players I never really kept my eye on. It's like,
oh, dude, no one did. Dude, this dude came out of
the fact that he's college. The fact that he was even college, he was a sleeper. But the fact that he's now really showing what he's saying, look,
dude,
I may be 6'7",
dude. You know what? If you want to understand this, the man was playing football.
That's even scary enough too. Well, then again, that's also common
because he played receiver, he played tight end.
Receiver. I feel that make more sense because of his height.
And tight end, I could see it too because usually the guys like Gronk, those kinds of guys,
arms, that makes perfect sense. Because it's like nowadays, it's like you're seeing guys, and that's the thing too. It's like you don't see guys that size anymore. Because I remember one point in baseball, I think Randy Johnson's the one that comes to mind. That's over. That's
the Yankees. We have like a whole NFL team, bro. Like
exactly
6, 7, insane.
Moss.
I'm looking to the 22 MLB draft.
Do you mean MLB? I mean, which draft are we talking
NFL,
about?
I'm excited to see what Sam Howell does. Excited.
I think the one guy I have on the board is Derek Stingley out of LSU. He's the one guy I kind of have my eye on.
I like the offensive line, bro. I watch offensive line. That's the thing. That's the thing I watch. I don't care. Like in college, bro. I watch.
See who's the prospect. So that's the thing. That's tough. That is.
I haven't watched, dude, in a while, dude. I haven't watched a lot of college baseball. Like,
see, and that's the thing because like you see like these names like Jack Leiter, Kumar, and I made fun about the Mets too.
Oh, dude, the Mets are so stupid, bro. How did you not sign Kumar,
bro?
How
the fuck do you not sign one of the? Well,
listen, bro. People like, yeah, you know how cheap the Mets are. They didn't want to give this kind of contract. Like, I was like, bro. Like the Yankees, we got Trey Sweeney, which is a steal, in my opinion.
I thought that was a very solid pick.
Because you know what? I think steal. The kid has long arms, lefty bat. I said the lefty I'm fine with. Like we need a lefty bat. Like for years, we need a lefty. But I think now Trey Sweeney, in my opinion, he's a third baseman. You know why? The long arms.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exceptional defense, and his arm is really good. So I was like,
I really hate to say this too. I thought, and that's the thing. And I said, and I'm thinking to myself, like, Gleyber Torres is nothing special. And I hate to say it because it's like I've
said this, bro.
I don't. And see, that's the if I ever had you on my channel, and even though you're a Yankees, like a Yankees fan, like that's something that I didn't really want to kind of offend you by saying Gleyber Torres is nothing special of a shortstop. I just don't. Same and I feel like another one that actually really fell off was Miguel Andujar. That's another one I feel like he's fallen off tremendously. Sure. I don't know. It's just like I mean I think was it Volpe a shortstop if I'm not mistaken when he was
he's a shortstop. He's always been the shortstop.
Okay, so and I have a feeling I don't know if Dominguez is an outfielder.
Because he is. He plays center field.
Let's see. Who do you have center?
No one. So I think he's a center fielder. I think him center because Gardner's going to be out of here. So
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Gardner,
the DH. Sam will be the DH, and then we'll have Jason Dominguez as a center fielder. I think he can come up next season because
I have a thing. Well,
because Aaron Hicks, that guy sucks, bro. Aaron Hicks is so bad.
I mean, Aaron Hicks is also another guy that has fallen off because it's like. It shows like sometimes like most it's weird because I've seen like these pretty interesting players just sound like fall off, and the fact that you're seeing the MLB draft though, like I don't know because there were some prospects over like a few of them like obviously it was pitcher heavy because obviously had Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker in the draft, so I felt that was very interesting. Brandon McKay was another guy that actually kind of liked in college when he was at Louisville. Obviously,
dude, I got a player though that is in the 2022 draft. I've been watching this kid, bro. His name is Green, bro. Elijah Green. He's
I heard about it. Yeah, everyone's saying.
Dude. All right, let me show this up. I'll share my screen because this kid is something special, man. Look at this kid, bro.
Oh shit. Oh, hang on.
Dude, that's a pretty good swing.
Dude, that's very smooth.
This dude is, how old is this kid?
I feel like he's got to be at least 18, 19 years old.
They don't show up. Yeah, Chase Young. Yeah, these guys, the usual guys. But I think there's some good players in this. There's a lot of younger players, definitely.
Exactly. But yeah, that's kind of thing too. It's just like, I think at time, and the only reason, because I mean, because when I was watching this year's draft, and I would see Pittsburgh, because at one point I had Jake Leiter going 1 because he was a better pitcher than Kumar.
Oh,
but
bro,
unfortunately, Pittsburgh.
When I watched it, I was like, I could definitely see.
You take a catcher for number 1 overall? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. It really never made sense to me.
When
I think of like an overall pick, is usually most times than not it's a star starting pitcher. Like
you're talking about Adley Rutschman.
I mean, Adley Rutschman is a special example. Okay, I think he deserved to be picked that high because obviously played on that.
Bro. You know what I think, bro? That was the Orioles need someone like that. Because Adley, the kid is too good, bro. Like,
yeah, he's too good. It's too good to pass up.
Like, in no situation, I'm like, yeah, take the guy. Like, you guys are not going to go the next 10 years. You have to take someone who's at least decently good.
And he's a national champion.
What's up, Balby?
Yeah, Balby.
My guy.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like Adley Rutschman's it's just one of those guys. Like, he was very intriguing to watch when he was at Oregon State. National champion, just had that an interesting swing to him. Like,
dude, the kid is gonna be a beat. I'm telling you right now.
Dude, he's gonna really make. And as much as I don't like, and I know the Orioles is gonna turn or it's gonna be in a rebuild.
Dude, I'm gonna say right now they're not gonna turn around, bro. It's gonna take them years to.
I say 10 years as at the max for the Orioles.
You know how sad that is, bro. For those
that is very sad because do you remember in 2013 when they were actually good when they had Adam Jones, Manny Machado?
I'm like, how did this team do it last year? I'm like, bro, how did they do good? Like
2013, it's just like you had like players like Delman Young, Chris Davis, still horrible player in baseball.
They were playing the hell out of Chris Davis, bro.
And it's just like
oh, bro, that's light work for Balby.
And that's the thing too. It's like these. It's just like, I mean, I don't feel like 92 is a bad velocity on a bad day. For me, if I hit that on a good day, I mean, I'd be happy with that.
You know why Balby's kidding? Because he doesn't even play baseball.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like you said. I mean, I'm as much as I feel like Adley Rush was kind of the start, and to start this long, probably internal rebuild for the Orioles because. The fact that when Adam Jones left, Manny Machado left, Chris Davis got overpaid. I mean, I feel that's what their downfall was because I remember before 2013, they were actually they were like a solid team for the last couple of years up till after 2013. I think after 2013, that's when I feel like they started to fall off because
their front offense, bro, is terrible.
It's just bad now. It's just like because I remember like Jones was giving you pop off. Like now he's over in Japan playing in the Nippon Professional Baseball with the the Oryx Buffaloes.
This is what I mean about the Orioles, bro. When they have prospects, they don't build them. They just keep them for the minor leagues for the next 10 years, and then just say, "Screw it, go to the MLB." It's so stupid.
What's not? That's 27. Look, if anybody's asking, and that's another thing too. Little disclaimer: I suck at math. So to answer your question, that's 27 is the answer to that. Because number one, I just don't like math. For me, I've always had interest in writing and English.
There you go. The Mets lose. There you go.
That's not a surprise for the Mets. To be honest,
The Mets just blow that game, bro. That was sad.
That's what they're known for. Well, yeah, I mean, of course you had to go there. Look, don't get me wrong, though. I mean,
listen. I know 27 World Championships thing. I'm done with it. Like,
it's getting really old.
Listen, bro. For the old fans, I'm like, I understand it because you guys have been through it. Like, then 20. If you been through that time, bro, I'm like, you deserve to say that. Like, you're like, I won 2 championships.
I mean, I've seen parts of it because I grew up. I was born in the late 90s.
I saw one. That's how sad.
Yeah, yeah. And even Miles. Miles is another person too. It's just like, as much as I want to try to.
Listen, I make fun of the Rays because the Rays have no championships. I always do that. I always make fun of the Rays.
They lost twice in the World Series. They lost to us in 2008.
I make fun of the Astros. I like making fun of those teams, but
as much. I mean, and that's the thing too. It's just like, at some point they're just going to have to really, as much as the Yankees are bad, I think they really need to do something about it. Because number one, I wouldn't be surprised if freaking Aaron Boone and their coaching staff get fired. I wouldn't be really surprised.
Oh, bro, I would wish that day happens. I would wish.
Well, that's the thing, too. It's like over. But yeah, man, that's just, I really have nothing really else to say because we've been over. It's been over the 2-hour mark. But yeah, I mean, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Really, nothing. Just describe to this.
Just help them get to where I am. I'm already 7 away from 150. Let's try to get. If you can help them blow up to 150,
By the way, tomorrow me and Balby will have something. It's on his channel, so just go over to Balby's and really what I have to say is just that. Just describe to me and Rob, and yeah.
Well, yeah. Also, let's get Balby to help let's get Balby to the 100.
This kid is insane, bro. This kid started like 2 months ago, and now he's at 83. That's insane.
Trust me, I've been doing this 6 months, and I've been grinding my ass off to get 100 subs. Now I'm almost at 150. Yeah, I mean, go check him out. Go check out Balby, man. Like,
the kid is a football player, so he knows his craft.
Exactly, and not to mention one of the
now me and Balby are getting to the point where baseball is like every topic now because I'm getting this kid into baseball, getting him more because this is his first. I think his first official season watching like literally a lot of games.
That's very interesting.
Because again, when I started, we were talking about the episode. They were like, "I'm a Yankee fan. He's a Yankee fan." I'm like, "Yeah, screw it." Went on the topics, but we always say
exactly.
Help if you have friends and they want to get into the sport. Help them through it because if they really like the sport, that's basically something you can.
Exactly. The only thing I don't have, I'm trying to find hockey people who like hockey to help me really understand it because hockey, I have no goddamn clue.
Yeah, me too, bro. That's why I said screw it. I
love watching hockey. I have no freaking knowledge of it.
Like I know some things about hockey, but I'm not like a big hockey guy.
Exactly. Right? I'm like if I don't really, if there's any other good sports on. Sometimes I will watch other soccer, which is the Philadelphia Union, or the hockey, the Philadelphia Flyers. But yeah, I mean, Nate, man, thank you for spending the last 2 hours, 3 minutes, just kind of shooting the shit. Basically, that's kind of what we wanted to do. But for those who stuck around or are still in the chat or are still watching, thanks for stopping by. Tomorrow, next Sunday, I'm going to be live for my first play-by-play, which I really want to try to do since I really never done one. So
I'm going to watch the Eagle game because I want to see what the Eagles do and how Jalen Hurts is going to do. So really excited for tomorrow.
I think we're just excited tomorrow as a football fan because now football's finally back.
Yes, bro. You don't understand. It's
look. I don't like. Look, no matter what the team is, football is back. I'm excited. Because which is crazy to say, because football is, other than basketball, is my secondary sport. But I've been going through a football withdrawal for months. And it's like, man, I want some Eagles football, or at least football in general. Sometimes basketball too. Because I've watched a little bit of summer league, but it's like, this is It's okay.
Summer League's not the same, bro. It's not.
It really isn't. Well, yeah, I mean, Balby, Miles, AJ, thank you for stopping by. Key,
thank you on a little bit. Not. We had Night on.
Nighting's in here. Slay to start off. You know, guys. I mean, no, and I'm probably good. Oh, before that's another thing too. Like I want to try to. I'm actually going to make a video about this probably tomorrow before I start streaming. I think I know. I think we always had that one player on our team that that's going to be a very surprise superstar. For me, it's Jordan Mailata for us.
You guys paid the hell out of that guy, bro.
I think he deserves it because think about it this way: not picking up a football, coming from the Australia or the Aussie Football League, obviously rugby. I mean, I just call it rugby because I compare it to the football too.
It's rugby.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Well, I mean, it is, but I only compare it to football a couple of times. There's only small comparisons because
I think it's compares to football because it's basically football without pads. It's basically just like that.
And rugby, you can't throw it laterally.
But also it's going the same direction, and it's also
exactly.
But I think it's the same thing, but it's besides no quarterback. It's basically just like that.
But usually the rules are different. But yeah. But yeah, Nate, thanks for stopping by. At least get our first collab going.
Yep. Definitely more in the future.
Yeah, definitely. But I got others to set up. Plus I got looking for football. Thank God for Dallas losing yesterday. Still,
thank God, bro. The Giants are in first place, bro.
It's a three-way tie for first at this point.
Yeah, this is great. Like we never see Dallas down there.
And look, I'll take it for what it is.
Bro, you wouldn't understand this, bro. I've been living in 10 years of hell, bro. Like the Giants haven't done anything in 10 years. Like I've been waiting my 10. I've only been alive, guys, for 15 years. 10 years of that, 15 years of that I've seen.
And don't get me wrong, the Giants had some pretty good players coming to. But yeah, Nate, I gotta hop off because I'm about to head to bed because it's almost about 12 o'clock at night. Well, yeah, thanks for stopping by, and we'll hopefully see you in the future.